hello, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rukakudash. To the elders and apostles of Great Millstone of Ruel. I am not a member, however, I've entered into their labors. Peace and mercy to the sincere brothers and sisters doing this, wherever you are, whatever your lot may be. Bear with me, I'm a little under the weather. I think most of us are. All around. I don't know what the hell's going on. But anyway, I said I would do a part 2. Here it is. And I guess we'll call it the strangeness of our salvation, right? And what this devil is trying to do, okay, again and again, is narrative. 2 things: narrative control, and then there is a 3-letter agency operation that they conducted a while back. Maybe I think in the 70s and the 80s. I don't remember the time. I don't remember the name of it, but you can look it up on your own. And what they do is, in order, if they can't control the narrative, then they just, knock the chessboard over and knock all the pieces on the ground. And they'll release a bunch of information, misinformation and disinformation, with the truth. So when folks try to talk about it, then you can be labeled a sea theorist or crazy or whatever it is that may have you. But none of that is working anymore, which is why this internet ain't gonna last very long, and the Time app ain't gonna last long. I think they've already motioned to ban it, but there will be other apps that come after it until we finally just completely shut all of it off. So without further ado, we're gonna let Little Miss Fine Shit right here. Let her TikTok play about this soldier who worked, and I too have been around. I've done even recovery of these drones that fall out the sky when I was in Afghanistan, mainly in Afghanistan. We had to go out there and recover some of these things that were. Anyway, let's let this play.
Former soldier had to say about the drones. Take a listen.
I was in the Army, active duty. I worked on drones. I was a maintenance NCO for some surveillance drones. And before that, I worked on the Apache, the Kiowa. I know aviation. So what people are not noticing is that you have 2 separate types of drones and 2 separate types of things in the air right now. First off, the drones that you see with flight lights or anti-collision lights or the things that the FAA requires, those are drones that are probably operated by the United States government. Now, the orbs that you've been seeing on the internet, that is the reason why all those drones are up there. And that is also why the government isn't telling you what's going on.
Now,
up there.
And that is also why that amber light right there, that's in the scriptures as well. Now, I don't know if that's a replica picture or something, but it still just goes to show that there is a clear and apparent difference between the so-called orbs, which are the chariots of the Lord, all right, the angels, okay, in their heavenly vehicles and their heavenly technology from another dimension, and they will, hey, truth is stranger than fiction, right? And then you have these unmanned and manned aerial surveillance systems, or some of them are armed, some of them have, they can carry a payload of sorts. So before we finish, let's get 2 scriptures. I gotta find the other one, talking about, I think Ezekiel mentioned the amber light, but let's start Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, from the top. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him, right? Because everybody got something to say about the Israelites. Especially according to these Christians, we can do all things through Christ, as they say, who strengthens me, except a so-called black man or a so-called native or Mexican or whoever it be. You can't be the people. They don't know who the people are, but it damn sure ain't you, nigga. Basically, is what they saying. But the salvation is well on its way. All right, and the downtrodden should look up to our salvation. So let's finish reading. I think there's a scripture about that as well. The righteous man shall stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him, and made no account of his labors. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they looked for. All right, and then let's get the amber lights. That's Let's see. I got the 2 drone things. Okay. Oh, let's do it like that. Let's see if it'll come out. Ezekiel 1 and 27. Okay, so let's go there real quick. And then we'll let it finish. We'll let the video finish out. Ezekiel 1, straight to the point, verse 27. And I saw as the color of amber, and as the appearance of fire round about within it, from the appearance, from the appearance of his loins, even upward, and from the appearance of his loins, even downward. And I saw, as it were, an appearance of fire, and it had brightness round about, and the appearance of the bow that in the cloud. Well, really, we just needed that. Okay. We just needed the point about the fire and the amber. So just as, the visage of an angel, also, you can have that covering of fire within the amber coloring within the vehicle. I mean, I believe that there is much more that we're going to see in 2025. And call Hello Yahweh Bashim Yahshua for it. There's going to be some interesting things, man. And it's terrifying yet exciting at the same time.
The government isn't telling you what's going on. And that's because the drones that you see that look like regular aircraft, those drones are up there to get some information on the actual orbs, which are actually the UFOs.
The math is mathing, you guys. Have you heard?
Yeah, basically it is. But they will continue to try and do the narrative control, and they will continue to call them drones. The media will call them drones, and the people who are, suspicious of the media are like, no, those are orbs, right? But, those, the only ones with the truth are the prophets and those that believe, understanding that these are the chariots of the Lord. These are angels in their vehicles, right? And how is it far-fetched to believe that we have vehicles down here that drive, self-drive? We have all kinds of crazy missile technology, right? So how far-fetched is it to believe that the creator of all things seen and unseen doesn't have an organized, an organized, for lack of a better term, civilization? I don't know. But there's order in heaven. That's why the prayer is saying, the Lord's Prayer is saying, let it be done on earth as it is in heaven, because there is complete order, complete righteousness. And the sooner that happens upon the return of Yahweh Shai, the better off the earth will be, the better off you heathen will be. Okay, because the earth mourns under unrighteous rulership. You have a fool, a complete and utter fool, a beast that is in charge, that is at the top at this current point in time. All right, so let's look at I pulled up a couple things. All right, so here's a drone aircraft, also known as unmanned aerial vehicles, right? UAV, usually for surveillance, or unmanned aircraft system. A powered aerial vehicle that can fly without human operator. Okay, they take gas. They need to put gas in it. There are let's just read. Okay, drones can be equipped with varied equipment, a variety of equipment, including visible and infrared television, synthetic aperture radar, okay, GPS, blah 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 blah. All right, they have different classifications: weight, maximum altitude, and speed. Categorized by very small, 200 grams or less, up to 1,000 grams, medium, 44 pounds, or large, more than 44 pounds. Okay, they have regulations for flying. Must only be flown for personal use, blah, 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 blah. Okay. But basically, all of these things, they have to follow. They have FAA regulations. Okay, and most importantly, they have classifications. Why? Because it's man-made. There are no classifications for these things that they are calling drones, which are the chariots of the Lord. Why? Because it is not of this world. But continuously, they will call it a drone. They will hammer in calling the chariots of the Lord drones to control the narrative. You are losing control of the narrative. Let's see. All right, we got NATO class, so micro, mini, small. They're categorized by altitude, range, wing type, okay? And some of these things are freaking huge, man. I don't know if you've seen, most people only see them on TV, but when you see them in real life, they have their own hangars. You can fit multiple in a single hangar or aircraft hangar, but some of them have their own, right? Basic shape, propellers, wing, things that they need to fly. Battery operated, some of them are. Here we go. None of these things are what the chariots look like, okay? So we'll end it here. I just wanted something real quick. I do a part 2 here. We're gonna go back to Ephesians 4 and 5, 4 and 15. I'm sorry. All right. Nope. 5 and 15. 5. Straight to the point. Pay attention to what's going on, right? Don't fall victim to the narrative control game that these devils are playing. Ephesians 5 and 15. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the times. Man, voice keep cracking. Redeeming the times, because the days are evil. That is plain and simple. Be circumspect. Watch. Pay attention. Okay? Because this devil's finna come down with great wrath, and he's gonna try to turn up the lies just a little bit more until he realizes he's just gonna have to, do what he's created to do and be the hammer of the earth. All right. So with that being said, shalom.